Hey Floss Tube. Today is October the 26th, 2023, and this is Whip Parade Part 5. I think this is the remainder of my whips, and there's like a gigantic pile in front of me, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first one I'm going to show you, I'm showing to you first because I want to go ahead and get this off of my table. It's massive. So the first one is called World of Wonders Illustrated Map, and it is going to look like this. And if you notice down here, this is on 25 count. Well, the stitch count is 2,198 stitches. You heard that right. By 1,121 stitches. And altogether it's 2,463,958 stitches when it's done. I know. I have to have my head examined as to why I've decided to do this. So, this particular one is a little bit messy, but here it is. It's a massive, massive amount of fabric. And I'm sorry, but I have to try to find the beginning of this project. Let's see. Here we are. Okay. Here is where I am. That little bit of work right there. Not a whole lot. It's a lot of stitches, but it doesn't look like it. When you unravel this big piece of fabric here, I think this is a 25 count piece of fabric, but it is 8 feet long by, I think, 5 feet high. So it is massive. It will take up an entire wall. I don't even want to know what that would cost to go ahead and get that framed. I don't know if I'll finish it in my lifetime, but that's okay. I don't know many people who are doing it, but there's 2 or 3 that are. The other piece that we can go ahead and show, sorry, I've got part of the pattern connected to it here. This used to be my office project when I was in the office, and this is called Over the River and Through the Woods, and it is by Linda Myers. I absolutely love this project. I think it's gorgeous. I need to get working on that. This is just done on, I think it's a 16 count piece of just gray fabric. Here we go. I enjoy this one. I like the colors. So hopefully I'll be able to get that one done soon. There's not much left. Well, I say there's not much left to it. That's a lot. I mean, let's look at this. We're here. We got all that. So anyway, sometimes pieces don't feel like there's that much left to them, but there really is a lot. Excuse me why I put that over there. Okay. You're going to hear zippers because I haven't prepared any of these. I'm trying to jump in between clients to make this great happen. So the next one is going to be a piece by Stitching with the Housewives, and it's called Calvin and Clyde. And that is done on a scrap piece of fabric I had. I do not know the name of it, but I believe it's like the very similar color to Save the Bees that I'm doing. So here's where I am. Sorry, it's not ironed. This next one comes from the Cross Stitch magazine. This is an older Cross Stitch magazine. This is from September 1998. And this is a seasonal band sampler. It's just to mark my page, I'm sorry. This is what it's going to look like. Yeah, I was making sure I didn't show the pattern. I'm not sure of the colors that they're using as I've started this, so I may um, change out some colors because I don't know. I don't like some of the colors of how they blend together. They're, 1998 colors. So I don't have too much done on this. I believe it goes like this. This is what I have. It's in the middle. So not too much. Just a very small start, but I will go ahead and probably, like I said, change out some of the greens and the orange because the green, I believe when I looked at it, yeah, some of the green I think in here and down in here, they're too light. I may try something darker, but we'll see. I have to really get it put into place before I see whether or not it actually works. The next one is a piece by Hands On Design, and it is called Sunflower Manor. And you all know that I love sunflowers. This is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. And I believe that this is started on a piece of, I think it's 18 count, might be 16 count, I'm sorry, chalkboard is what it's called. So this is where I am. It's just the little piece of, it's like one of the little pieces of the window frame. I'm sorry, everything's getting ready to slide on me. It's one of these little pieces of frame, I think is what it is right here. So that's what you're going to be looking at right here. So not too much done on it. This was, I think, one of those May start everything, projects. I actually have it here. This is 14 count Ada. It's Witched Imports and it's chalkboard black. So that was on 14 count. The next one is another Stitching with the Housewives pattern. I have a ton of their patterns. I've only finished one or two of them so far. This is a Long May She Wave. And I believe I'm over here on the frame of the door of the truck right there by the window. And this is on black, Ada. And that's all I have done on it. So not much to see. There are many projects that have very little. Again, it was one of those start all the things, right? I think the first time I did one of those things where we start all the projects, I think I actually did like 31 projects because I'm insane like that. And I don't think I'd do that again, though I start a million things. I don't think I'd start that many. This is another Stitching with the Housewives pattern, and this is from their Truckin' Along series that they have, and this is the August. August. And I love it. I started this one because it's sunflowers, of course. And this one, oh, well, that's interesting. Well, this one doesn't even go with that. Okay. Well, yes, it does. Hold on. Maybe it does. No, it does not. Okay, well, that's my goof. Just talk amongst yourselves and ignore that. That's a cute pattern, though. I'd love to start it, but this definitely is not that pattern. Not sure how that got all messed up, but here we are. Okay, that was from another full coverage pattern. This is what happens when I don't look at my stuff before I start my floss tube, right? Oh well, here we are. The next one is a pattern. It is by see. I don't know. I thought it was one of those I told in a garden patterns, but I'm not sure it is. Okay, anyway, it's called Home of a Quilter, and it's supposed to look like this. And it is on 14 count smoky green Aida. And I just left it on this fabric because it was all put together when I got it, and someone had purchased it from a store that is no longer in business here. And here is where I am. And if you want to know in relation to the pattern, is right here with the plates and the curtain that's coming down right there. Not much done. This next one is out of a magazine. If I can get into it. Cannot get into it. That's the problem with some of these bags. They get, there you go. They get caught up on some of the string on them. This one is still in a hoop. I know we're not supposed to keep things in a hoop. But this particular pattern, make sure I don't show the pattern. It's going to look like this, and it's called Time Locomotives, and it is from For the Love of Cross Stitch, March 1992, and it will look like this. And I've started this one for my grandson who loves trains, and so here is where I am at on that. I'm hoping to finish it as an ornament for him. We'll see how that goes. The next one is called My World is Upside Down Without You, and it's a Precious Moments pattern. And unfortunately, I have to show it to you this way because there is the rest of the patterns over there. I just think it's adorable. I love the little turtle who's upside down and the little birdie who's crying. I just think they're both adorable. So I am, if I can figure out how this goes. Yeah, he's down here. Okay, this is how it goes. This is how tiny it is. So it's just part of the turtle shell and part of the little bird. I think it's his back part. This next one I know you all have seen in my friend's tubes. It's called Tequila, and it is by Stitch Rovia, and it will look like this when it is completed. And it is just done on a piece of 18 count white Aida. I love the way the colors pop on this one. This one's a piece to do. This is where I'm at. That one I'm doing for my daughter. This next one, I picked this one up. My daughter was living in Savannah at the time that I picked this up, so I wanted to kind of start a piece that I guess commemorated her time there, and I picked it up in one of the shops there. And this is just says Savannah. It's by Mary Margaret Waldock. That's what it's supposed to look like. And this one is done on a 14 count piece of Aida. It's just like an white color. There is very little done on this. There is just that piece right there in the middle. So nothing pretty much. That's just in between. Actually, yeah, the way it goes, it's this piece right here below the red house and over. It's just that tiny strip right there. So my daughter since then has left Savannah and has moved back to Tennessee. So, but I'm still going to finish that because I absolutely love Savannah. I think it's a beautiful area and I have a beautiful niece who lives there. So I think it's a really nice area. This next one is a pattern that I believe is by Told in a Garden. And it's called Grandmother's House. It's done on a piece of 14 count sage summer khaki Ada. This is what it will look like when it's done. And this is where I am. Let's see. Sorry, there's all the wrinkles. Wrinkles. This is a fun piece to stitch too. Again, this was already together when I purchased some other stuff, so I just kept it. I thought the material worked well for it. It was fine. That other individual piece of black fabric that you saw that was in the wrong with the wrong pattern was actually the start of this pattern. It was up here in the corner. I had started it on black thinking that black would be you know, I could do it all on black fabric and cut out all this black in here to stitch, and I was wrong. It didn't work out well for me. I wasn't able to really follow it. I got all confused, so I'm just going to stitch it on white. And this is by the Cross Stitch Studio, and it's Golden Pumpkin Vintage label. And of course, it's a vintage pumpkin label, so that's what drew me to it. I had a little more done on this, but I started it over on a white piece of fabric. So this one currently, this is a, I think like a 25 count or something like that piece of fabric. Currently, it only has that on there. Itty bitty little start. Sorry for the shadow. So this one's a little bit more challenging for me to work on because it is smaller. I don't know, guys. In the end, I may start it all over again on a regular piece of 18 count fabric. I think I was trying to make it smaller. I don't know what my thoughts were at that time. This next piece is by Charting Creations, and it's called The Christmas Shop. And I fell in love with this one because it's Christmas and there's so much going on in there. And this was one of the, you know, earlier pieces I had started. This one I believe is on 16 count Ada. And here's where I am with that one. I enjoy working on this one as well. I don't feel like it gets enough attention, but Christmas time's coming, guys, right? This next one was my very first piece that started me down the rabbit hole of coming back to cross stitch. And this pattern was a purchase pattern because I didn't know that I could download my own stuff. So at the time I paid for it to be printed off and sent to me. And this is where I found Heaven and Earth Design and all their wonderful patterns. And I absolutely fell in love with this one. This is Crazy Cat Chloe. And my daughter's a cat lover, but she doesn't have a whole bunch of cats. But she kind of reminds me of this with the little girl with her hair up. So I felt like, and I just love her red glasses and everything about this pattern I just fell in love with. However, I will not start this pattern over. I'm going to continue. This is on a piece of 14 count material, and if you can see that, you can tell how big it is. This, just to kind of give you an indication, do you see how big this is? That is just the first bun in her hair. That is the bun, and this is where the cat comes in. I know. What in the world am I thinking, right? This is going to be gargantuan. This is right here. Just the bun, just the tip of the bun, and the start of the little kitty cat. I don't know, folks, but look at that detail. Look at that detail of that hair. I'm going to continue. It's going to be massive. It's going to be all the things, but you know what? I love her little bun that's there. I love everything about it. So it was my first project back, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep it. I'm just going to keep doing it like that. My daughter's okay with it being humongous, so it's okay. This next pattern is by Charting Creations, and it's called Cringle's Tree Farm. And I know that normally I go across this way. This was a pattern I decided to start this way and see if it made any difference, because instead of just doing clouds and sky, I figured, oh, I can start here, and as we move over, we're getting into all the things, right? So it's a tree farm, it's Christmas, and I just love everything about it. We go to the Christmas tree farm every year. I no longer get a tree from there because my son-in-law bought me a beautiful Christmas tree. Well, my son-in-law and daughter bought me a beautiful Christmas tree. So I no longer purchase a real tree, but I do go for my other son who does purchase his Christmas tree there. So and we go and we take our holiday photos, etc., etc. You know, the things everyone does. I shouldn't say everyone. So this is how this goes. Different. I like it this way as well. This is one that was the experiment to go this way. So next is a pattern that came out as a stitch along through the Stitching Book Club, Sapphire Mountain Designs. And it is called A Christmas Carol. It went along with the book A Christmas Carol. Sorry, it's black and white. It's a really cute pattern. It has some French knots and stuff on it. Actually, that's part 2. I was going to say, you can see the colors here. That's not the whole pattern, but you get the gist of it. And this is on a piece of the Stitch Me fabric. I'm not going to be able to tell you the name because I split it in half with my daughter. So here we are. It's not quite done. It's almost there. I mean, this won't take me long to finish. So this is definitely something I could put on my radar to get finished and out of my whip pile. So the next one is a pattern by the Stitching with the Housewives, and it is called Jolly Saint Nick and Rudolph, and it is from Sip of the Season series that they have. I love Santa. I think he's adorable. He's got his little reindeer in his cup, and I just love all the Christmas lights around him. So this is, I believe, a piece of 14 count black Ada, and I'm there with the little reindeer in the cup, and that's part of Santa's arm. Hopefully you can see that, not see my head through it. I'm sorry. Kind of overcast today. This next one is from a magazine. I picked up these magazine ones to do because I was doing, is it challenge, monthly challenge or something with the, I think it's Stitch magazine, something on Facebook. I can't remember the name of it. But you had to follow these prompts and stuff. So I decided to do a piece. This is out of Celebrations to Cross Stitch and Craft, a leisure art publication, late spring 1994. This is what it looks like. Sorry for the glare. And this is what it's going to look like. And this is Bossy and Me Welcome Thee. And I'm sorry, but I just think the cows are extremely cute. And so I am down here, like one of these little black blotches here. And this is it. Not a lot to see. There's a black cow splotch. That's what we have. I think this is on like a piece of 14 count oatmeal, Ada. This is a very old pattern. I believe the individual who made these patterns is now the Artisy Design website, but this was before it became Artisy Design, I think. So this is a booklet. It's called Walking Through Stars. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Native American piece. As you can tell, they had other pieces. I don't know how many of those are still available. This is a piece of Zweigart fabric, 18 count, called Light Antique Blue. Okay. And this is part of the Native American man with some of the stars that are coming out just across, you know, it's in the middle of the pattern. So it would be somewhere around in here. So. I think it's going to look really nice. I'm excited for it. This next one is a pattern that I purchased it from a company called Mad for Minders. I know they do a lot of needle minders. And this is called Fairy Wool in the Wood, Little House 2018. So I'm a Little House on the Prairie fan, so that's why I chose this one. I thought it was a cute pattern. If I'm not mistaken, I am over here. I think this is Mary. I'm on part of her. Started in the middle. This is on a piece of oatmeal colored fabric. And yeah, that's Mary. That's her head. So not much done. But I think it'll be fun to finish stitching the wall. Again, I don't know where all these walls are that I'm hanging everything, but you know, we can dream, right? Yeah, you gotta buy a bigger house. This is a pattern, Precious Moments pattern by Gloria and Pat. It's called In God We Trust. Again, part of my Precious Moments phase. I still love Precious Moments, and I know both the ladies who designed these patterns have gone on to heaven, but I still enjoy their patterns. I believe this is like this. It's part of the boy's leg, the bottom piece of the flag. So that's what we have done. This comes out, or it's supposed to come out during like Memorial Day, 4th of July, stuff like that. This next pattern is one that I hope I marked it. I may not have, but if you want to know it, let you know. I did mark it. Look at me, smart today. This is the Kingdom of Books. That's all it is. It doesn't say the words. I bought it off Etsy. So if you would like to know the store, let me know. This is a blown up version of it, so it's a little fuzzy. And this is just on black Ada fabric. And this is the very top of this book, right there. And that's it. That's all I've got done. Yeah, not a whole lot. So I thought that with the colors of all of these books that it would look wonderful on black Ada. I'm sure it's going to. But again, I can't be tired to stitch on this particular one because it's harder for me to see, especially at night. This next pattern is called Homegrown, and it's part of Stitch Quarterly. It's So Emma, and it's from Fat Quarter Shop. And home and family mean the world to me, and I love sunflowers, so why not have it all there, right? This is done on a piece of 16 count DMC fabric, just called white. It's one of those fabrics that came in a tube, I believe. So oh, this is the M. Okay, I know where it is now. This is the corner of the M. This will be the leg coming down, and then the piece that goes this way. It's just the M. I had to look at it for a second. So in relations to this pattern, it's right here. It's just this piece at the M. This next one is a full coverage piece. It is by the Cross Stitch Studio, and it's called Winter Barn. I love red cardinals. I love barns. I love the winter. I like Christmas. So of course I would love this piece. And this one is done on a piece of probably what's called Ocean Kiss. Let me see. I'll tell you, I left the thing on it. 16 count Ocean Kiss is what it is. I am done with it across the top. There we go. There's a little bit left over here. But this is where it ends, right there. We're done with the first leg of going across. I think I'm ready to come back and start it across on the other side. So I don't know if that's coming up in my next. I don't know. I don't know what. I enjoy stitching that one too. Sorry for the noise. This next one is a full coverage piece that I know you get the one I just showed you, and this one you can still get them at the Cross Stitch Studio. And this is called What a Wonderful World. And every time I read that, I can hear the song in my head. I love the colors. I love the saying. And this one is just done on regular fabric. It's kind of like a white fabric. I have finished this one across the top as well and started back over here, as you can tell. Stitching on this one. I love them all. Want to finish them all, right? That's what I say about everything. At least I love all my projects. That's a good thing, right? Be a problem if I didn't love them, considering there's like a million started. So this one is a piece by Precious Moments, and it's called Fall Festival #1. It says, "Pumpkin, you are the pick of the patch." I just think she's absolutely adorable. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with her when I get her done, but you know, I'm far from getting her done, so I don't think we have to worry about that anytime soon. Here we are, somewhere in the middle of her little body with her little orange pumpkin. When I used to cross stitch back in the day, the beginning of it, I would do patterns like this, and I was just one pattern at a time. Never deviated from that. I don't know who I am now, but you know, this next pattern I can show you all because I created it. So I don't know if you'll get the full effect of it because it is a small pattern. You're just seeing the pattern part of it. And that says Zayla. That is the name of my granddaughter. So I am making this for her. That green is just me highlighting what I've already done. And this was my first time ever making a pattern. I wasn't sure how it would come out, and so far this is what we've got. So I don't think it looks too bad. Hoping to make an ornament out of it for her. So see how it goes. This next one, this was a start by someone in a bunch of stuff that I had purchased, but I really liked the pattern. The only problem is I only have the Merry Christmas part of it. They cut the pattern apart. So if this, you know, I'm show you the back, but this is how I have it. I have to kind of put it in pieces back together. So they only have Merry Christmas. They didn't keep this piece here. I think I have found like a border or flowers or something that I want to replace that with from another cross stitch book, but I'm not 100% positive. I don't know. This looks like it's a 14 count piece of fabric. It's theirs. They started it. And I am finishing it. This is the C for Christmas. That's done. So I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. Again, I want to put something more underneath of that. I tried to find this pattern. I can't find this exact one anymore. So I can't get the rest of it. But no worries. I'll find something that's got, you know, that I can put down there. No big deal. It won't look exactly like that. It's really the writing that I enjoyed anyway. So, but I do think that without, you know, something underneath it, Merry Christmas it needs something. So, this one is an old pattern. I've got it in a collection of things that I had purchased. It's by Busy Bee Designs. I don't think they're in business anymore. This is the old mill in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I love going up to the mountain, so this one called to me. We've been there to the mill. So I thought that would be nice to go ahead and start this one. This is just on white Aida. Where am this is just part of this. It's going to be part of this building around in here. So you can start to see the wheel of the mill coming into play. But this fabric's been folded so long by whoever had it that it's got those deep creases in it. I hope that will come out. This next one, I don't know if I have the pattern, just the pattern, if I have the picture printed off as well. I do. Okay. This is Carrot Seeds by Stitching with the Housewives. It's part of their tiered tray tidbits. Say all that fast. Okay, it's going to look like this over here. And this is done on chalkboard. That's the color of the Ada, and here I am. I love little seed packets. I think I said before, I'm a homestead wannabe. So, seeds and gardens and all that to me. This is a piece. Let me make sure I start. I did. Okay. This is a piece by Little House Needleworks. It's called Coming to America. And, you know, this, for me, Boston and Massachusetts and all of that is places where my family originated from. So I just love this, and I love Boston. So, and we're from New York and everything. So this is on a piece of country mocha fabric. And this is, okay, right here. That is the top shoulder of the lady coming down into, I guess, like her bag that she's carrying. And that is going to be right here, this person's shoulder coming down there. Okay. Sorry for the nails. They need to be repainted. This is another one by Little House Needleworks, and it's called the Inn at Fox River Mill. It's gonna look like that when it's done. I fell in love with the house. I like that red house. I don't know. This is on the same country mocha. And this is where I am. Majority of these are smalls because this is my tote of smalls that I have. So I do work on things that are not coverage. Honestly, whatever speaks to me. This is one by the Prairie Schooler, and it's just from number 177. It's January, and I am doing this one. And this is how far I've got. This one's a cute stitch. I plan on doing this one as well. This bigger piece. This is on a piece of linen. This was me trying to be all, you know, I don't know what I was trying to be. Trying to make myself learn how to do some things. This is Country Cottage Needleworks. It's the Skate and Sled Shop, and it's from their Snow Village series. I don't know what the color is. I think it was just a piece that I found that would work. It's not bad. It's just very time consuming because I have to go slow and I can't be tense or irritated in any way because then my stitches come out too tight, and then, you know, you all stitch on linen, you know what that's like. It's not good to be tense or uptight. This is another one, I believe is from the Told Garden series. Oh. It's going to look like this when it's done. You know what? I don't even think this one started. No, it's not. It's got to be on this fabric. I thought I actually started this piece, but if you're interested in it, it's called Peacemakers. P-I-E-C-E. So it's quilting, so that's why it's Peacemakers. So it's one of those kind of half hand done, half machine made patterns. So, again, this was in stuff that I had retrieved from someone. I purchased some things from them. This one, I believe it started. Yes. It's like it started. Let me see. Yeah. This is I don't know. This is from the Gold Collection, Dimensions Gold, and I'm sorry for the glare. I just call it Blue Cat. I don't think that's the name of it. It's called Charming. So, and there's not a whole lot to look at. This is it. That little bit. And I couldn't even tell you what that is. Is that an outline of an ear? I don't know. An eyeball? I don't know. Blanket? I don't know. But it is a very tiny piece. I don't do well with kits, so it has a hard time being worked on. There was a free pattern from Erica Michaels, so I can actually show you this one. It's called Turkey Time. Let me make sure I have the right piece. This is on a scrap piece of fabric. It's clay, 28 count, Joblin. So it's very old. This is what it's going to look like. And this is what I have so far. I have a little bit of the top of the turkey's head and the starting of the word time. I don't know how I feel working on this one. I don't particularly like it. This was another free pattern, so I can show it to you. It's by the Scarlet House, and it's called Love. Be strung like that. And this one is on a piece of linen. I don't know the count, but this is where I am. Again, I try other things. I try to expand, you know, on what I might like to do. I think it's going to be a cute piece when it's done. I love the color. I love these colors, you know, the color of the red. That looks like it's just done with white and 814. So DMC. So I love that against that piece of fabric. But again, I have to be very mindful of stitching on these. I have to be in the mood to stitch on them. So this one, I think I've only started one of these booklets. This is a series by Stony Creek. This is called Winter in the Village. I did start this one. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I absolutely love all those little houses, and I got all the seasons for the village. But I've only started this one, and this is just the, let me see. It looks like it's this snow that is right here on this particular, it's right there, just on the roof right there. This is where we're at. It's apparently done on, I think, 14 count. No, 16. So, nothing to look at. It's going to be really cute. I get it done. Then I have, oh, I did start another one. This is Autumn in the Village. And that is going to look like the tree, right? Yeah, so that's the top of the building. This is the top of one of the buildings and one of the trees coming up. And then there is Spring in the Village. And this is just the top of the place this started. Again, not much to look at. It's going to be cute. And then, yeah, that's the only one I didn't start, Summer in the Village. So, I think they're to be very cute. When I get them done, they all go together. I'll get them framed. I can put them out. So, that fall one was actually supposed to be in my rotation for my fall autumn theme of the month for this month that we're in, but it obviously didn't make it there. So we have some needles. This one is off of Etsy, and it's just called Peeps. It says Happy Easter. If you want to know what store this is from, let me know and I'll get it for you. It was very cute. Peeps. This is done on a piece of 18 count fabric. Right here, that's the top of the little purple peeped head. And that's the beginning of, I think, like H or A for happy. So, not going to be very big, as you can tell. This is piece fell off in this, so that's interesting. This is coming from a book called A Merry Mouse. Merry Mouse. I can't read that. A Merry Mouse Christmas. It's coming from this book. And the pattern I am doing, I believe it's that one. Yes. This is actually the pattern I'm doing. And inside all that little white fur trim that they have on their little coats, I am adding in a piece of blending filament with it so that it makes it sparkle. And this is part of her jacket going into this piece right here. So you can see that it sparkles. So not much done. Here is another Precious Moments piece, and I'm doing this particular one, and I believe it's, what is this one called? Tell It to Jesus. That's this one. I do not like how some of the stitches are. I started this way back when I was first cross stitching, and I don't know if you can see right in here. Some of the stitches appear like they are in or something. I don't know. I have to pull it out. It doesn't look right. But this is where I'm at. So, again, I don't know what younger me was doing. Who knows? I found it started. I've added to it since then. This is also a piece way back in the day that I was doing. So any errors in it, it was way back in the day. This is called, I believe it's Pray Without Ceasing. Yeah, Pray Without Ceasing. It's a Janlin pattern. This actually looks like my grandson. I believe I'm trying to do the back stitching on this at the same time. Or you can see that I've back stitched part of the hand. There's quite a bit of this done. There's just more of the hand I have to do. So. That one would probably be something that if I put my mind to it, I could finish. And get that out of there. That's a very old whip. This one's a very old whip as well. This was purchased in a store that hasn't existed in so long I couldn't tell you. This is a Dimensions kit. Oriental Charm, I think is what it says. Anyway, please ignore the glare. I'm sorry I can't take it out. But that's what it's supposed to look like. I started this piece so long ago that it was for my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law passed away in 2013. No, that's not a lie. That's a lie. 2018. Sorry. And this is where I am. I haven't been able to pick it up since she passed away, so I might now be able to pick it back up and, you know, work on it. I will frame it. It will be on my wall. Yeah. I don't care for the patterns on the Dimensions ones. To me, they're, I don't know, they're a little more challenging to see. This is a very old pattern as well. Looks like it's been through the war. This is a counted stitch called North American Beauties. That's what it's going to look like. There's a lot of white on this. Obviously, because they're all white animals. I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to do it white, but here I am. I believe it goes this way. I believe what you're seeing is going to be this right here of the owl's head. Okay. So, again, this is a lot younger me. I don't know what's going on here. We'll get it together. We'll finish it. It'll all come out great. Here's another kit by Riolis. Sorry if I can get out. Is this cardboard? Okay. Alright, it's called I don't know what it's called, but I call it the castle. I'm not very far on this one. This is where I am. Just up in the corner of the sky. Nothing to look at, per se. We're almost there, guys. We're on the down stretch. This piece came from my sister. She was cleaning out her cross stitch. So she had started it. I'm working on it. It's called Three Wolves, and it's designed 1995 by Cross My Heart. Here we are. Trying to show you the glare. Oh, this one's got a separate bag to it. I'm like, where's the pattern? Where's the piece? This is looks like this, and this is one of those faces. You can't even tell what it is right now. These are very old pieces. This is a very old piece that I started way back when. I don't know. I was in my 20s, maybe 30 when I was doing this. So like 20 some years ago. This is Noble Reflections. I know a lot of people, I've seen them online working on this particular one. And I am sorry, it's really wrinkled, so this is where I am. I think I messed up somewhere up in here, and so I put it away because I got frustrated with it. So I don't know, I think I fixed it, but I have to go back and check it out. This one's not started, so, but this is, looks like a companion piece to it. Sorry for the glare. So, I happened to find that I was cleaning out my attic and didn't realize I had that piece. This is another kit by Dimensions, and it is called The Rose. This piece, I think she's absolutely beautiful. I am this is something on her dress. So somewhere in there. Not much done. Again, this is one of those, hey, let's start everything, you know, kind of deal. So this one I've had for a long time as well. I had started it on linen. This was the original linen. I don't like this. I didn't do well on stitching on this, but now, you know, that I've stitched on linen, I'll probably use this for something else. But this is called Spirit of the Eagle. And I just thought, oh, that, you know, the color would be perfect to represent the night sky. But we're going to go with black, Ada, instead. And that's what we're going to do it on. So this particular one, I am this is how it goes, and that's like the front of the eagle's beak and stuff. So not a lot to see. Again, I get in the mood where I want to start all the things and do all the things, and you know, no different than any other day, right? And this is the last one. This is a Dimensions kit as well. This one is called, if I take it out, I'll rip it. So it's called Dove of Peace. Sorry for the glare. Hopefully you can see that. I think that's absolutely beautiful. So you can tell how this one goes. There's Jesus's head. It looks like it's just on a piece of light baby blue Ada. This one's very old. Looks like it's been through the war. So, and that is the end of what I think are my whips. I may very well have. I've got another one that was inappropriate. The language on it's inappropriate to show. So I'm not going to show it on my floss tube. But there's another one there. So um, yeah, that's the end of that. So I will get this one uploaded to you. That's the end of my whips for now. I may do a pattern parade. I don't know, but I'm also going to be uploading, I think it's floss tube 15, whatever my next floss tube is. So, all right, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next floss tube. Bye.